Deontologist hate. Oh, people know I'm all about the deontologist hate.
Me too.
I say deontologist like it's a curse word.
Yeah, I don't like them either. I'm not a fan.
I'm like, freaking deontologist is free. Well, because they externalize the cost of their morality to third parties. And that's what I find really repulsive about the ideology. A great example of this is the not having kids. I will allow humanity to go extinct so I can maintain my personal deontological moral purity.
The red button, blue button's a good example. Like modern,
yes.
a good example from now, like a more recent that everyone knows about.
So murder is fine if you repent. Murder is fine. People in the Bible murder people all the time. Like it's like there's this one instance, like Cain and Abel, where they're like, "This is a murder that's bad." And now remember, when you take over a city, remember to throw the babies from rooftops and murder all the men. It's like what? Right? And people are like, "Well, it's a war. It's not really murder." It's like, well, okay, it's still killing, right? It's still killing of innocent people, right?
It's like different though. It's different though, right?
Like,
I guess
impregnating age yet and stuff like that, right?
Well, no, it's not. Not you're right. If it is children, if it is people who pose no threat to you, then it is murder.
Right.
Yeah.
And
that's not
they can say,
self-defense.
well, those rules updated, right? Okay. Well, at one point, God was okay with this, right? Like, and so then people can say, well, why is God okay with this at one point, and then he wasn't okay with it at another point? And it's because God is a consequentialist and not a deontologist. Okay, God changes the morality that he gives man based on the context.
Killing in self-defense definitely is murder. Well, no. So the example that was brought up is like the kids. Like, do you kill the sons of, like, that they didn't do anything? So then that becomes murder.
Killing the kids is not in self-defense after you conquered a city.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And God also did the whole flood thing, right? So that was a lot of people died. But that's less egregious than killing the kids. Like, you conquer a city, you kill the kids. Some of those kids are not bad people, right? Like, but then why did God, tell people to do that, right? Well, he told people to do that because those kids are going to grow up and then take revenge. And so you've got to, be aware of the realities of war. Right, like
I actually don't even know that story. Which one's that one?
The war one. Do you want me to pull this one up? The kids one. Mm-hmm. It's good that so people don't say
Goblin Slayer did it. Yeah, I know. That was the whole point of that episode of Goblin Slayer. Was that is it moral or not to kill the goblin kids, right? Because if you don't kill them, then they'll. I mean, there's a lot of cases like this too, right? Where the case of like the I actually had a debate with someone about this recently.
Okay, so here it is, by the way, for people wondering. Now, therefore, kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman who is known by a man by sleeping with him.
Which one's this one?
The young girls who have not known a man by sleeping with him, keep him alive for yourselves.
Wait, where's this?
Another one here, Deuteronomy 20:16-17. But in the cities of these people that your Lord God is giving you for inheritance, you shall save alive nothing that breathes, but you shall devote them to complete destruction. The Hittites, the Amorites, etc. This includes everyone. And then in Samuel 15:3, now go strike Amalek and devote to destruction all that they have. Do not spare them, but kill both man and woman, child and infant, ox and sheep, camel and donkey. So like that. At one point, this was God's morality. So the reason God changes the moral rules is because God's a consequentialist.
Oh yeah, it literally says that in there. Yeah, now go attack the Amalekites and totally destroy all that belongs to them. Do not spare them. Put to death men and women, and the women wouldn't have been combatants at this time either, right? Children and infants, even the animals. Kill the cattle, the sheep, the cow.
That was killing the animals, man. Yeah, kind of, just being like, don't. Those animals could become Amalekite again. You never know. They could be influencing your children.
Maybe they were diseased. Maybe they didn't have good. Maybe they didn't have good hygiene.
Well, I think that we should, when we conquer a region, kill the native population. I mean, there's problems if you completely overwhelmingly conquer a region. Like, there's cultural reasons for that, right? Like, I might be
theoretically.
I'm gonna get clipped for this,
Well, I mean, it makes sense pragmatically, right? If you consider the time that this happened, right? Because what that led to was them revenging you later, right? The sons would revenge you later. So that's kind of why they would do it. It's because it was to protect their own children. No, it's
I'll
true.
use a progressive statement. Break the cycle of violence. Break the cycle of violence. I beg you. Don't put this on the next generation.
Yeah, so to kind of elaborate what he's saying is back in the day, you got to understand, we're really lucky to be alive in this time. Like you guys don't understand, like you're so lucky to be alive now and not like, there's a lot of people that fantasize about living in, kind of a medieval age or whatever like that, right? But barbarians, right? So here's how I go. Like you'd sack a place because they were going to war with you, right? And then you don't kill the sons and the children. They grow up hating you and they're like, can't wait to get revenge on those guys that killed my dad. And then they go kill you. And then they do the same. And then the same thing happens again, right? Because now they're the ones who took over your thing. And then your sons are like, wow, I want to kill the guys who killed my dad. And it just keeps happening back and forth, basically. That's kind of the idea behind it.
Yeah. And in my stellar humanist future, right? If somebody revolts or opposes my faction, I'm straight that scene from Star Wars, the Anakin, like even the younglings, like.
Well, see, here's the interesting thing, right? So let's like change this. Let's change the situation like slightly. Let's say that you imagine this, okay, chat? That you are the village leader of this place, and this other country was like going to war with you all the time, right? You finally beat them. You have Merlin, and Merlin goes, "Hey, I can look into the future. Here's the future, right? Touch this, and it will show you the future." And what it shows you is the other people's sons then killing your kids in the future.
Yeah.
Like, would you then at that point kill them or not?
Exactly. Right? People say revenge leads to two graves. That's why you've got to kill them all, so there's no one left to revenge.
That's an interesting point. I don't know the answer.
Because you can't control whether or not they're going to revenge you. You can control whether or not you complete your job.
I feel like if it were me, and this is just because I'm very like protective, I'm very protective of like my own tribe. I feel like if I were in this situation, I'd probably do it. I'd probably do it, or at least minimize them to the point that it was impossible. But see, that has risk to it too.
Two brutalists. This is American culture, though, and this is the thing. This is why American culture is I think very different from a lot of other.
I'm a Jaegerist. Well, no, because see, to me, it's not a neutral, right? So like, this is the problem. Is to me, it's not if I let them live, if I kill them or not, like it's a neutral, like as in like, do I kill them or not because I feel like it or not? No, it's if I don't kill them, then that affects my future children, and I care about my children more. Does that make sense? Like,
I care about my children more than I care about their children. I care about their descendants more than I care about other people's descendants. And it's sort of like effed up that we as a society have forgotten that. We're like, no, everybody's children matter equally. It's like, no, like obviously my children matter more than your children, you knob. People are like, that's so narcissistic. I'm like, fine.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of talked about this before, where people ask me like, okay, like if you had a button and like on one hand it was your family and on the other hand it was like a million random people, like which one who would you kill? I'd be like, I'd kill a million random people. Like, what are you talking about? I do it every single time.
So he said the sins of the father don't, in Christianity and in Judaism, the sins of the father do not pass on to the children.
They don't know.
So
it's kind of pragmatic, I guess. It's a pragmatic take, right?
While the Bible is super clear that the sins of the father don't pass on to the children, in many ways, like you're taking on, by making it so your children don't have to deal with this stuff, you're taking on the moral responsibility. You know, even if you take the sins onto yourself, you're doing like a positive for them.
Well, Luxia's saying, is there a third option? Well, the answer to that is you don't know, right?
Sterilization is a third option.
No, because if they would still grow up. They would still grow up. They could still wage war on you. So it's like, what is the third option? Slavery, like total slavery, where like you cut off all their legs. Like what is the third option, right? This is what memory wipe. Yeah, but I mean that's like magic, right? Like obviously, if you had magic, right, or if you had overwhelming force, and then you could guarantee in the future that they would never be able to do anything. Like if you were to like completely nuke their technology, actually even then, because then they can take technology from people that hate you and then use it again. This is what I mean. mean. It's like it's at what point are you willing to risk your children? And I think the problem with me is that I would never do that. Like I wouldn't take that risk at all.
A lot of people here are like, put them in a box, and they're like, oh, you mean like Asmongold? And I'm like, no, like Ashley Graves. Because
if you put them in a box, then get out, right? So
sorry, do you know Ashley Graves? Do you know the reference there?
No, I don't. Malcolm, I gotta tell you something. I don't know famous people. I don't know any famous people.
That's a little curse. So it's from a video game. The famous one, the black and white one about the sister and brother who hook up.
Wait, I know that.
And there's this scene in it where she locks a girl in a box and she dies because she seals the box. That's why I'm saying put him in a box.
I've never
like
played that game.
Somebody said, "Did I hear incest?"
See, this is like really interesting though, because I feel like a lot of people haven't thought about this. And the thing is, the reason I've thought about it so much is because I carry a weapon. So like, I have to be very aware of like my morality in terms of like, how do I explain it? If you don't know what you would, if you don't pre-think about what you're going to do in a situation, it'll cause you to hesitate. So like, if you carry a weapon at all, you have to be 100% locked into like your flow chart in your head, like your moral framework. So like, I'll give you an example, right? Like a lot of people would hesitate. Like for instance, if a 10-year-old kid pulled a gun on me, right? Like a lot of people would hesitate. I wouldn't. I'd blast the kid like instantly, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and see, like people would hesitate there, and this is why like I'm thinking about these kind of maximal positions. Like I hope I'll never be in those, right? But there's maximal positions of like, well, am I risking my family for random people, right?
Yeah.
That meant me harm in the first place.
I mean, this is the externalizing of, when I talk about like the deontologist who externalizes their moral cost, when they say, I'm going to forgive somebody. This person did some horrible thing, but I'm going to forgive them. And then that person ends up, raping somebody else. They've externalized the moral cost of their forgiveness.
This
right?
happens a lot. This happens a lot nowadays with with criminals and judges, like letting them out, right? Oh, like he was just on drugs, had a bad,
feels like the hero,
bad childhood or something. Yeah. So like everybody understands this, like on a kind of on a level that's just not. We're of course in the case where we're talking about tribes and children, this is like the highest the maximum of this decision, right? But we're
Yeah, so there was a case where and Asmongold was saying he felt no sympathy for the person, but I think he didn't do a good job of explaining why. So there was a case where a woman's this guy murdered this woman's mom, and he got out of jail, and then she gave the guy a job and had her move in with her.
I remember that,
to try to help the guy, and then he murders her. And the reality is that in many ways, all the things she did, all the lobbying she did to get that guy out of jail early, he could have murdered somebody other than her. She could have been externalizing her moral cost. It's just by luck it ended up being her.
I see what you mean, yeah.
And this is why I am so disgusted by the deontological framework, even though people think that it feels good in the moment, so I take a, very negative stand. But like, we got to conquer the stars. We can't, the forces arrayed against us are more evil than we could conceivably imagine. They want us dead. They want everything we've built dead. They don't care if humanity is eradicated. You saw the guy who's like, I want to kill like all white men, women, and children, I
swear I talked to you about this. Did I talk to you about this? About there was like a guy. Go on. Sorry, I might be confusing conversations because I have like.
Yeah, somebody's like, don't you need both deontology? Yeah, you do need deontology and consequentialism. Deontology is useful for knights and people who are in lower caste follower positions, but I assume that most of our audience here isn't that type of person.
Do you have a video like specific? Because I saw one video about this where you were talking about the female and male versions of like different archetypes.
Yeah, look up the video we have called The Morality of Knights and Kings or something like that. Where what we point out is there's this idea in like the red pill community that like everybody needs to be a king, right?
Yeah.
And we argue that that's wrong, right? Like there are many ways to be masculine. You can be a masculine follower. Knights are masculine followers, and in many ways they're more masculine than a king. But what's expected from a knight and a king are different.
Yeah.
A knight just has to follow orders. He needs to believe that the people above him have thought through everything, and he just does what he's told. And this is what your average midwit is expected from them. Kings, unfortunately, can never be deontologists. They can never say, well, I won't do an ambush because that's immoral, because then they externalize the moral cost of that onto their soldiers and their people. And
I feel like a lot of people have trouble with this again, like because it feels bad. It definitely feels bad to do or to say, right? Like to make a call, like, okay, like we gotta raise this fucking entire city. You know, it feels bad, but like, you know, when you're trying to protect like your own people. Well, I mean, I don't know. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no, sorry. I'm just reading comments and everything like that, trying to make sure, because I want to address them. I'll try to address.
Dude, people are going to clip this out of completely.
Oh, God,
dude, people are going to be so mad at us. No, but like, I actually believe this, though. I've thought about all of this. You know what I mean? Like, this is shit that keeps me up at night. Like, thinking about, you know, what I would do in like these situations. Like, if I were the leader, like, what would I have to do? And like, sometimes you have to do things that are like, they don't feel good. You know, this is what I mean.
They don't. I mean, I think
this is the overlord thing with the overlord thing where like the
kids
with the kids, they were using the kids as armor, and everybody was like, oh, well, like, we can't do you know, I guess this is over. We're gonna retreat now because we can't fight them. They're using kids as armor. And then fucking what's his name, Irons is just like, fireball. And then they were like, wait, you can't do that. And he's like, no, I said fireball.
Okay, so I watched all of the Overlord anime after you suggested this. It never got better, by the way, and this scene never happened. Is this from a movie or something?
It's in the movie.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You want to watch it? I could probably put it up right now. I don't know if that scene's on YouTube.
No.
Okay, yeah.
Overlord is not good. I was like, when does it get good? Because everyone was like, oh, it's good. It's not good.
The movie was the best because, dude, the movie was the best part. That scene was so fucking peak. And then there was that thing where so he blows up. He blows up the dude, right? And then the one of the villagers goes like, you know, you killed my kid, what the fuck, right? And he goes, yeah, well, what the fuck were you doing? How did your kid get captured? Why are you still alive right now? Like, you should be dead trying to save your kid, right? Like,
that's very I don't know. I thought Overlord's a bit too much of a dick in the show. Like, he does a bunch of like dick stuff that I'm just like, there's no that didn't actually have a purpose.
No, it was like that guy. It's always that guy. What's his name? The demon guy. That's like his second in command. That guy is always doing the dickish shit. Demiurgus, yeah.
This will cause this kind of idea leads to the downfall of democracy because leaders do stuff. Yeah, and this is why democracy sucks sometimes. Because
democracy's ass.
Leaders are appealing to the morality of the lowest common denominator instead of what needs to be done. Now, I won't say that we have found a better system than democracy because we haven't, but this is one of the big flaws of democracy, and we're seeing it
in real
played
time,
out manifold throughout our society right now.
Dude, can I say I love these conversations because most people don't want to have them because they're so uncomfortable,
so
right? For people.
I love reading like the comments on our videos afterwards, right? And people are like, man, this reminds me of like getting drunk with like my nerd friends back in the day for like a LAN party or something. Yeah. And we just talk about like spicy stuff that like, you know.
It's totally uncomfortable to talk about like, you know, if you were the leader in a situation like this where you had to make a hard decision, like, would you do it? Right.
Yeah, I do it in a second. I mean,
would too.
I'm very clear about what's morally good and what's morally bad, and I don't really I just need to think through it. And people are like, "Well, what if you're wrong? What if you don't have all the information?" And I'm like, "Then I didn't have all the information. I need to take into account how sure I am of the information I have when I make any decision." But at the end of the day, when you have a good heuristic for making decisions, you can always know that you made the choice with the information you had that was the most moral choice that you could have.
You want to know a spicy one? I got a spicy one for you.
Go, yeah.
All right, so let's say you're carrying a gun, okay? And you're at the mall. You're by yourself, right? You're by yourself at the mall, and there's a mall shooter that starts going around, and you have a gun. What do you do?
Run away?
That's what I said. And people were like, people were like, wow, Leaflit, really? Like, you can stop the people from shooting them, from, you know, you can ambush them or whatever. Like, you can do that. And I say this every single time, not worth the risk, because me dying is it's not only me dying, it's me affecting everybody else that works for me and everyone around me and my mom.
Exactly. And I want to point out, these people he's killing are in a mall. Like, who the fuck goes to a mall these days? Not people who matter if they die. This is like...
But see, like a lot of people would be like, a lot of people would be like, oh, what a pussy, like such a fucking coward move, right? I'm like, no, like I just care more about my family than I care about random people.
Without any prompting, came to the same conclusion you did. I was like, fucking leave, obviously.
Yeah. I was
He's
like,
shooting mall people. What am I? What the fucko do I care?
So here's a couple things. So, does that change? I mean, obviously that changes. Like you have your family with you, and then like that they're coming to you. Then like you kind of have to fight and like tell them to retreat while you hold the line.
So I'll tell you the real answer for me, right?
Okay.
Like that's my. It's the first thing in my head would be, okay, the safest thing is to run. But if I take this guy out, it's going to be great for the podcast.
See, is that why you're the sword in your sword and shield relationship?
Yeah, I'm like,
it's a high risk, high reward.
I gotta be close enough to double tap so I get blood on me for when they film me in the interviews, not clean it off, have like come out there looking like a guy from Starship Troopers with like blood all over him.
You gotta have a good story too. You gotta make it like a little bit.
How do I monetize this situation? Exactly.
How can I clickbait it? How can I clickbait it? Man,
I'd be like, I gotta think of the tagline for when the journalist interviews me. Like after I double tap him, I need to say something, right? I need to be like. My favorite is like, what was the fucking fantastic line that British guy said when he attacked the terrorist?
I don't know. The only one
there was oh my god, I gotta find this. There
was a guy that took out some dude like on a subway in Japan, and then he said, was it Japan? I don't know if it's Japan. And he said when they interviewed him, he said it's what the hero Himmel would do. Fucking legend. Yeah. Was it Southeast Asia? Oh, Southeast Asia, apparently. What a legend, man. Absolute good chat.
That's what Himmel would do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd be like, I question his taste. But that's what you say. You influence people with media, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're influencing people with your music.
Yeah, I'm trying. I didn't do one this week, though. I've decided to do two weeks in a row, take one break, and then take 1 week off, because every third week is a patch for our TRBG, and I have to make the trailer for that as well. That's why there was no video this week.
I can't find it. Anyway, I thought it was something like he screamed for his local sports team or something. When attacking, it's football, soccer, whatever you want to call it. That's freaking hilarious.
I thought about all of this stuff because I read a book. From because again, because I carry a gun. Like I feel like if you do that, you have kind of a lot of responsibility, like compared to a person that doesn't, like in public. So it's like I read a book from this guy where he was just talking about killing people, and it's like the whole book was about like what you have to do to kill people. It was an interesting book.
Why did you read this book, Leaflit?
Because of self-defense.
Self-defense.
Yeah, because
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, because like if I can't pull the trigger, then what's the point of carrying a gun? There's no point.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, intimidation, I suppose.
Yeah, but then there's risks involved too with carrying, right? So.
Yeah, true.